Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are diving into a book that has seriously changed the game for so many people, Atomic Habits by James Clear. We're going to break down its core ideas to figure out how really small changes can somehow lead to absolutely incredible results. All right, let's just start with a feeling we all know a little too well, right? It's January 1st, you're full of energy, you've got these huge goals, and then by what, February? It's all kind of fizzled out. You're right back where you started. So what is going on there? Well, here's the problem. We've been taught to believe that big results require big, dramatic action. A total life overhaul. This go big or go home idea sounds great, but honestly, it's usually just a recipe for burnout. It sets us up to fail before we even really get started. So this is where Atomic Habits just completely flips the script. If these huge, heroic efforts aren't the answer, then what is? The book suggests something that sounds almost too simple. Just focus on getting 1% better. That's it. Every single day. And this is really the heart of it. We tend to ignore these tiny improvements because they don't feel like much in the moment. Reading one page of a book isn't going to make you a genius. Going for one jog won't get you in shape. But these tiny actions are like atoms. They're the fundamental building blocks that, over time, create something truly remarkable. And if you're a numbers person, get ready for this, because the math is kind of mind-blowing. It's all about compounding. If you improve by just 1% every day for a year, you end up, get this, nearly 37 times better. But look at the other side of that coin. If you get 1% worse each day, you slide almost all the way down to zero. It's a pretty powerful reminder that our tiny daily choices are always adding up, one way or the other. Okay, so if this is so powerful, why doesn't everyone do it? Well, here's the catch. Progress is almost never a straight line. In the beginning, you're putting in the work, but the results, they're lagging way behind. James Clear calls this gap the valley of disappointment. And this, right here, is where most people give up. They quit just before things are about to take off. So, how in the world do we power through that valley? It takes a pretty big shift in how we think. The book argues we need to stop being so obsessed with our goals and start focusing on our systems instead. So what's the difference? Well, goals are about the result you want to get, but systems are the processes that get you there. And here's the key insight. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Think about it. Every single athlete at the Olympics has the goal of winning a gold medal. It's not the goal that separates them, it's their system of training and preparation. All right, so to build a system that actually works, we've got to pop the hood and see how our brains are wired. We need to understand the basic mechanics of how a habit actually works, and it all comes down to this 4-step habit loop. Every single one of your habits, the good, the bad, all of them follows this exact loop. It starts with a cue, let's say your phone buzzes. That leads to a craving. Ooh, I wonder who messaged me. Then comes the response. You pick up your phone. And finally, the reward. You satisfy that curiosity. This little loop is running on autopilot all day, every day. So if that's the loop that runs our lives, how do we become the driver instead of the passenger? Well, Atomic Habits gives us this brilliant, simple user manual, the 4 laws of behavior change. And each law is designed to hack one specific part of that loop. First up, law number 1 targets the cue, and it is make it obvious. A lot of the time, our problem isn't a lack of motivation. It's just a lack of clarity. So you have to design your environment for success. Want to practice guitar more? Don't stick it in a closet. Put it on a stand right in the middle of your living room. A great technique for this is habit stacking. Just link a new habit to one you already do. Like, after I make my morning coffee, I will meditate for 1 minute. The coffee becomes the cue. It's impossible to miss. Okay, law number 2 targets the craving. Make it attractive. Look, we're human. We're drawn to things that promise a reward. So to make a habit stick, you've got to genuinely want to do it. A really clever way to do this is called temptation bundling. You pair something you want to do with something you need to do. For example, you only let yourselves listen to your absolute favorite podcast when you're working out. Or even better, join a group where your desired habit is just normal. If all your friends go hiking on the weekend, you're way more likely to go hiking too. Next up, law number 3. This one targets the response, and it's all about making it easy. You have to lower the friction. The hardest part of any new habit is just getting started, right? So use the 2-minute rule. Scale your habit down to something that takes less than 2 minutes. Read a book every week becomes read 1 page.
Go for a run becomes put on my running shoes. The goal isn't to master the whole habit at once. It's to master the art of just showing up. Make it so ridiculously easy to start that you just can't say no.
And finally, law number 4 closes the loop by targeting the reward. And the law is make it satisfying. Here's a fundamental truth about us. What gets rewarded immediately gets repeated. Now, the problem with most good habits is that the real reward is way off in the future. So you need to find a way to give yourself a little win right now. A habit tracker is perfect for this. Getting to draw that big X on the calendar gives you a little hit of satisfaction, and your new goal becomes super simple. Just don't break the chain. Now, if you follow these 4 laws, it's going to have a huge impact. But, and this is a big but, it's not really about just changing what you do. It's about something way, way deeper. It's about changing who you are. And this, for me, is the most powerful idea in the whole book. True, lasting change is identity change. The real goal isn't to run a marathon, it's to become a runner. It's not to write a novel, it's to become a writer. See the difference? Once a habit becomes part of your identity, the whole game changes. You're not forcing yourself to do something anymore, you're just being you. That's the best motivation there is. I want you to think about it like this. Your identity isn't fixed. It's built up over time, piece by piece, based on evidence. And your habits, they're the evidence. Every time you go to the gym, you're casting a vote for I am a healthy person. Every time you write just one paragraph, you're casting a vote for I am a writer. These tiny actions build up the proof of who you're becoming. And that really brings us to the core takeaway of this entire framework. Real lasting change doesn't come from some massive, once-in-a-lifetime transformation. It starts with a single, tiny choice. One atomic habit. So the question isn't, what big goal will you set? The real question is this: what kind of person will you cast a vote for today?